As Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa looks forward to force to the throats of the people of Zimbabwe the illegal constitutional amendment bill number 3 of 2026, retired General Chiwenga's faction has made it known that they will fight this at whatever cost. Individuals like Knox Chivero have vowed that they will witness this over their dead bodies, going to an extent of instructing the members of parliament to avoid any loss of life by staying away from the proceedings that are expected to take place today at the Parliament of Zimbabwe. The men under pressure at the moment within the military who replaced retired General Chiwenga's ally, that is Anselam Senyatwe, is none other than Aisha Walter Tapfumaneyi. From the papers that were leaked by junior military officers, displayed on social media over the past few days, they demonstrated that he enjoys legal support from the military. They told him straight that your promotion was sneaked through the military ranks. There are people more senior than you. And beyond any reasonable doubt, he has demonstrated that he is the man who was hired by Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa to come and push his interest within the Zimbabwe National Army. But for how long will he do so without being stopped? That is the mind-boggling question. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. So according to the state propaganda, that is ZBC, it says Zimbabwe National Army officers urged to uphold discipline. Who was doing so? It is none other than Aisha Walter Tapfumaneyi. Remember, he does so as about 65 innocent members of the Zimbabwe National Army have been arrested by Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, tortured, with the thrust of trying to pin them to the protest that was done by the military to the headquarters of the army, where the senior leaders of the army waked up on one morning with papers that were addressing the concerns of the military and advising senior military personnel not to sell out, as that would be consequential. So according to ZBC, it says army officers have been urged to maintain discipline and integrity in the execution of their duties. Why speaking about this? Because there is constitutional amendment bill number 3, and the military plays a factor in blessing this process at the moment. Have they does Mnangagwa have the blessings of the military? At the moment, he doesn't have. He appears not to have the blessings of some sections of the military and the largest group of war veterans, as well as also the largest group of retired army personnel. So the call was made by Commander of Zimbabwe National Army, by Commander Zimbabwe National Army Lieutenant General Aisha Walter Tapfumaneyi during a command handover takeover ceremony at headquarters, mechanized brigade Inkomo barracks on Wednesday. So they had to change even the command of the headquarters at this moment in time. This is not just a mere incident. It shows, it is telling that something is happening behind the scenes. Remember, you may see Mnangagwa appearing to be strong and appearing to be getting everything all together, but things are not as they look. Especially when that's what happens in most of the demagogues. Definitely there are a lot of activities that are happening behind the scenes. We are putting our eyes closer and we'll be reporting on the proceedings of the parliament today. We wait to see whether it is going to go ahead. So presiding over the ceremony, Lieutenant General Tapfumaneyi called on members of the uniformed forces to remain disciplined and uphold high standards of professionalism as they carry out their constitutional mandate. He says discipline remains the cornerstone. Why is he speaking about discipline? Because there are some military personnel who have told him in his face that you are not where you are because of meritocracy, but you are where you are because you were sent here. You are unqualified. There are people who are more senior who should be at your position, and we understand that. We understand that you are leading the military through bribery. This is what they told him. It's not coming from me. If you can check on the previous live broadcast, I was actually reading that documentation. So this is him speaking. He says, despite discipline, says discipline remains the cornerstone of a professional and effective military force. As members of the Zimbabwe National Army, you must continue to demonstrate integrity, loyalty, and commitment to duty at all the times. The security environment continues to evolve and therefore demands officers and men who are dedicated, focused, and guided by values and ethos of our defense forces. I urge you all to remain vigilant, shun conduct that brings the institution into disrepute, and continue serving the nation with honor and distinction. What does he mean? You can see there is a lot of discipline. The situation continues to evolve. He cannot speak directly that there is a threat of actually stopping Emmerson Tambuzona. In simple terms, he's trying to tell them to remain loyal to the Mnangagwa that wants to establish a dynasty in Zimbabwe. So this is the outgoing commander that they have fired there. That is Brigadier General Rabani Nigisi, and incoming Brigadier General Stanford Gufa echoed similar military sentiments during the ceremony. As I hand over, I am proud to leave behind a disciplined and capable brigade that has consistently demonstrated professionalism and dedication to duty. The achievements recorded during my tenure were made possible through teamwork, commitment, and adherence to military values. I urge all officers and soldiers to continue supporting the new commander and maintain the same levels of discipline and operational readiness that have characterized this formation, he said. So the changing of command at this crucial moment, it is because of the events that have been happening. He keeps on changing command, but we are witnessing more in fact fears coming from Emmerson Mnangagwa. I assume command fully aware of the one who took over, fully aware of the responsibility entrusted upon me, and I pledge to uphold the values of hard work, dedication, and professionalism. Together we will continue to strengthen operational effectiveness while ensuring the discipline remains at the center of everything we do. I also call upon members of the brigades to shun drug and substance abuse, which undermines productivity, weakens institutions, and threatens the well-being of our personnel. We must remain focused on our duty to serve the nation. Incoming Commander, Headquarters, Mechanized Brigade, Incomo Barracks, Brigadier General Stanford Gufa. So they have put Stanford Gufa, the surname, Stanford Gufa. Quite interesting. So military handover and takeover ceremonies are a long-standing tradition. You see, they are justifying it here. Tradition that ensures continuity of leadership and the smooth transfer of command responsibilities. So you can hear, to me, I see the vibes, I see panicking vibes out of all this. Mnangagwa has been changing military from one personnel to another, especially beginning when the blessed case revolution started, firing some senior military commands, at some point firing the wife of retired General Chwenga. Is this really going to aid him? It remains to be seen. But as I continue to say, he will try to fight so very, very hard, but I foresee no success. People commenting on that, they say, so they don't even care about those temples. Someone says, Zwimakadi is Forset Irinan. Zwimakadi is Forset Irinan. Someone says, to uphold the constitution. Someone says, watching while retired generals and serving are being killed like flies. So these are the reactions of the people of Zimbabwe on that state media post, which was posted about 5 hours ago. Thank you very much for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars